Hello everyone. In this class we will see Lewis dot structures. Then how to represent the molecules in terms of Lewis dot structure. This is for simple molecules. We apply this Lewis dot structure for simple molecules. Then how to represent. And there are certain rules are there to write these Lewis structures for covalent molecules. First of all, we will see those rules. Rules for Lewis dot structure. So based on these rules we can easily draw the Lewis dot structures for a given molecules. And the first rule is we have to calculate total number of valence electrons for a given molecule. First what we have to do? Calculate total number of valency electrons. Total number of valency electrons for a given molecule. So here sometimes the molecule may be neutral or may be charged one, ionic form. If the molecule is neutral, you can find out directly the valence electrons. If the molecule is polyatomic ion, then in that case, so for polyatomic anion, if the molecule is anion, then the valence electrons, just you have to add the negative charge. So add total negative charge to the valency electrons. So to get overall valence electrons for polyatomic anion, we have to add the negative charge also. For example, if it is cation, for polyatomic cation, cation means after removal of electrons will get positive charge, so we have to subtract the valency electrons. So subtract total positive charge from the valency electrons. So means let us take example here. If you want, let me take one neutral molecule, carbon monoxide. So for this, what are the total valency electrons? For carbon valence electrons already we have discussed it, that is 4. For oxygen valence electrons 6. So it is 10. For carbon monoxide total valence electrons is 6. Let us take carbonate. This is a polyatomic anion. Here again carbon valency is 4. Oxygen valency, there are 3 oxygens are there, so 3 into 6. So to these valence electrons what we have to do, if it is a negative charge we have to add total negative. Here 2 negative is there, so we have to add 2. Whatever the total charge, that equal amount we have to add here. Then how much we will get? And this is 6 and this is 8. Sorry, 24. 18, it is 24. Similarly, if I take on cation, polyatomic cation, in this case total valency electrons, nitrogen valency 5, hydrogen valency 1, so there are 4 hydrogens are there, 4 into 1, but it carries positive charge. If it is a positive charge, we have to subtract. How much? Only one positive is there, you have to subtract 1. Then you will get overall 8. So like this we have to calculate first the total number of valence electrons per given molecule. That is the first rule. And the second rule, after calculating these valency electrons, just you have to draw one symmetrical skeleton structure. And next one, draw most symmetrical skeleton structure. By placing less electronegative element in the center by placing less electronegative atom at the center and the remaining atoms around it, means around the central atom. You have to keep the remaining elements around the central atom. Means what? Again, let us take example. Most symmetrical skeleton structure means if I take CO3 2 minus. Here carbon is compared to oxygen and carbon is less electronegative element and oxygen is more electronegative elements. Always we have to keep less electronegative element at the center and the remaining elements, here remaining what are their oxygens. So these oxygen we have to keep around the carbon atom in a symmetrical manner. So what is the most symmetrical manner? We have to arrange. There are various possibilities you may get, but out of all possibilities you have to arrange the oxygens in the most symmetrical manner. So this is a most symmetrical preferred structure is this is the one. Just you are keeping all the oxygens around the carbon atom. This is the second rule. And here one point we should remember. This is very important note. What is that note? Always fluorine and hydrogen acts as terminal atoms. They never act as the central atoms. Fluorine and hydrogen always kept at terminal. Why? Because these never acts as a central atom. Anyhow, fluorine is more electronegative compared to all other elements. So all the cases it is a terminal atom only. But hydrogen, so sometimes it compared to other elements, it is having least electronegative. So even though hydrogen should not keep as a central atom, that is one rule. This is one exception in the second rule with for fluorine and hydrogen. And the third rule here, after drawing that skeleton structure, just we have to draw the single bonds between the terminal atoms and the central atom. Draw the single bonds between terminal atom and central atom. By sharing valency electrons. We have to use here the valency electrons by sharing valency electrons. This is the third one. And the fourth one. So after sharing the valency electrons, the atoms may not get the octet. So overall we have to see, after sharing these electrons between the central atom and the terminal atom, we have to check each atom should satisfy the octet. Then how they satisfy? Then share or complete the octet of terminal atom, complete the octet of terminal atom by sharing remaining valency electrons. So here complete the octet of terminal atom. Terminal atom by sharing the remaining valence electrons. And then, if still the valence electrons remains, then you add the remaining valence electron to the central atom, and then add remaining valency electrons to the central atom, if any. Still, if any valence electrons remains, that we have to add to the central atom. That is the fourth rule. And then last, the fifth rule. So now we are completing the octet of terminal atom. Next we have to complete the octet of central atom. So if central atom does not satisfy the octet, if central atom does not satisfy octet, then fulfill the octet. How? By moving electrons from terminal atoms. To make multiple bonds. To make multiple bonds. Here multiple bonds, it may be double bond or triple bond. Double or triple bond. So these are the 5 rules to draw the Lewis dot structures for a covalent molecule. Generally this will apply for the covalent molecules. Let us see some examples here. First one, let us take carbon monoxide. Already we calculated the valence electrons. So first, what is the first rule? We have to calculate valency electrons. What are the valency electrons for carbon monoxide? Already calculated. Carbon 4, oxygen 6, 10. And the second step, just you draw the skeleton structure by keeping least electronegative atom, less electronegative atom as a center. Anyhow, we have only 2 atoms here, carbon and oxygen. Out of these 2, carbon is less electronegative and oxygen is more electronegative. So now I am keeping carbon at the center. Then oxygen you can keep anywhere. Why? Because wherever you keep, you will get symmetrical structure only. This is a kind of the skeleton structure. Next, what is the third rule? After drawing this skeleton structure, you have to share the electrons by drawing single bond. Here single bond nothing but a sharing of 2 electrons. And 2 electrons nothing but 1 bond. So you can represent like dots or you can represent like bond. Let us go with first with the symbolic. Now I shade 2 dots between the carbon and oxygen. It will form one single bond. Now you have to check the octet for terminal atom. Here oxygen is a terminal atom, whether it is satisfying octet or not. No, because we have only 2 electrons. Now we have to fulfill the octet of this oxygen by sharing remaining valency electrons. So out of 10, we have taken 2 electrons initially, then 8 more remains. So from this 8, now we have to satisfy the vacant. This is a octet. How can we satisfy here? You can keep 6 more electrons on the oxygen. Now it is satisfied the valence. Now we are taking from 8, 6 electrons we are taking, 2 more remains. So still if any electrons remains, and those electrons you keep on the central atom. and this is a central atom. Now over. This is a fourth rule. Now in the fourth rule, oxygen now satisfied with valency 8. Why? Because here 2 and here 6. Total 8 electrons are there, octet fulfilled. And the fifth rule, we have to satisfy now central atom configuration. This means the carbon central atom also should get the octet configuration. Now if we see this carbon, how many electrons are there? Here 2, here 2. Only 4 electrons are there. Means it requires 4 more electrons to fulfill the octet. Then what we have to do? To fulfill this octet, we have to move these terminal electrons to the central atom to make double or triple bonds, means multiple bonds. So now I am sharing these electrons, so further we will get here. Carbon, we have initially like this. Now I am sharing these 2 electrons again between carbon and oxygen. One sharing here. Again one more sharing here. Why? Because it requires 4 electrons. Now oxygen, these electrons now shared. These are no more belongs to the oxygen. Now it is shared between carbon and oxygen. And now oxygen is having only 1 pair. Now the carbon, see, it satisfied its octet, here 6 and here 2. And oxygen also satisfied, here 6 and 2. Now both are having 8 valency electrons. And this is a Lewis dot representation for this molecule. This we can write in another manner also, or we can represent here 2 electrons, nothing but 1 bond. So this we can write carbon. So there is a triple bond between carbon and oxygen, and 2 electrons here and 2 electrons here. They are not sharing between the carbon and oxygen. And these electrons we can call unshared electrons. Why? Because they are not in shade. So this is also. These are the unshared electrons. Sometimes we can call lone pair electrons. The electrons which are not shared between the 2 atoms are called unshared electrons or lone pair electrons. This is overall Lewis dot structure for carbon monoxide. Let us see a few more examples here. And next let me take, we have taken already carbonate, CO3 2 minus. And here first we have to calculate total valency electrons. Carbon 4, oxygen 3 into 6, and 2 negative charge is there 2. So we have 24 valency electrons. In the second step, draw the skeleton structure by keeping least electronegative in the center. So out of carbon and oxygen, carbon is the least electronegative at the center. The remaining 3 oxygens we have to keep around the carbon in the even manner, that is a symmetrical manner. So this is the most symmetrical representation. This is the skeletal structure. Next, in the third rule, we have to share the electrons between the carbon and oxygen by making single bond. So here means 2 electrons we have to share. So each, for this atom is the central, and for this atom and for this atom I shared 2 electrons. So out of 24 electrons, now I shared 6 electrons. How many remains? 18 remains. Now this oxygen has only 2 electrons. First we have to fulfill the octet of terminal atom followed by the central atom. Now terminal 2 are there, it requires 6 more electrons. This is the representation, Lewis dot representation. So now this oxygen satisfied. Similarly this oxygen, it also required 6 electrons. Now it is satisfied. And this oxygen, now this also satisfied. Now how many electrons we have taken? Here 6, here 6, here totally 18 electrons. Out of 18 electrons now shared to the each terminal oxygen. So how many remains? 0. So there is no more electrons to give to the central atom. So no need to give now to the central atom. Electrons, valence electrons is completed. So now check. Then you have terminal atom satisfied, the octet. Now check with the central atom. Fifth, the fourth step we have fulfilled the octet, and the fifth one. What is the fifth rule? We have to fulfill the octet. Now carbon here 2, here 2, here 2. 6 electrons only. So it requires 2 more electrons. Then we have to move electrons from one of the terminal atom. So now it is having 6 electrons. In that 6 electrons, I am moving 2 electrons. All are symmetrical only. You can take either of oxygen. Out of 3 oxygens, any one you can choose. No problem at all. So here I am choosing this top oxygen. So it if replace these 2 electrons to here, then what we will get? I am replacing these 2 electrons. Now oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. So this kind of situation you can observe, and the remaining electrons will present as it is. And here now see the carbon now here 4, here 2, here 2. Now it is satisfied with again octet. So this you can write in the bond formation, that is carbon. Now here one bond, here one bond. So 2 electrons one bond and 2 electrons one bond. You will get double bond and oxygen, and here 2 pairs, and this oxygen, and these are the 3 pairs, and this oxygen again it has 3 pairs. Now these electrons we can call non-bonded electrons or valency electrons, and generally these electrons here which are bonded, these we can call bonded electrons, and these are bonds. So these are the bonds. These are the bonded electrons. We have non-bonded electrons and bonded electrons also. Let us take one cation here. This is the anion case. If I take cation, ammonium plus. Again first rule, the number of valence electrons, nitrogen valency 5, hydrogen 4 are there, but 1 positive charge 1. So 8 valency electrons. So out of nitrogen, hydrogen now, which is the least electronegative? Hydrogen is less electronegative compared to nitrogen. Even though there is an exception, hydrogen never acts as a central atom. So we have to keep as a terminal always. So now here, even though nitrogen is more electronegative, we have to write the center. And the remaining hydrogens, you write in the symmetrical arrangement around the nitrogen. Now after writing this skeleton structure, we have to share the electron between terminal and central atom by making a single bond. Single bond means 2 electrons. Now how many electrons we shared? 8 electrons we shared. So no more electrons. And hydrogen now satisfied. For hydrogen case, here the octet is duplet configuration, not octet. So 2 electrons enough in the valence shell to get the stable configuration, because it is equivalent to the helium configuration. So here it is equivalent to the helium configuration. So 2 electrons enough. And here also this hydrogen 2 electrons, this 2 and this 2. Now hydrogen fulfilled. Now nitrogen, central atom. Central atom also now see 2, 8 electrons are there. So nitrogen also satisfied. So no need to take electron from the central atom. So this is overall structure. And we have forgot one thing, and here positive charge is there. This positive charge we have to give to the entire molecule. Similar like previous case also, I didn't write. For carbonate, we have to give the representation like this. Just please correct this one. So after that, we have to give the charge to the overall molecule. That is a 2 minus. The charge belongs to the entire molecule. Here also, the positive charge belongs to the entire molecule here. us take some molecules quickly. Let me take oxygen, nitrogen, ozone. We'll see this one quickly. Valency electrons for oxygen, the 2 into 6, it is 12. So out of 2 oxygens, you can write any one oxygen as a central, the remaining as a terminal atom. So first we have to draw a pair of electrons between the 2 atoms. So out of 12, now we have used 2 electrons, 10 remains. Now let us assume this is a central atom C and this is a terminal atom T. So first we have to fulfill the octet for the terminal atom. Now this oxygen has only 2 electrons. Now you keep 6 electrons in the terminal oxygen. How many we have used? 6 we have used. 4 left. If any electron still remains, the valence electrons, and those electrons we have to keep on oxygen. That is a central oxygen atom. And this is a overall representation. Now see, this terminal atom anyhow it is satisfied with octet, but the central atom not. Why? It has only 6 electrons. Then we have to draw this, move this 2 electron between the 2 atoms. Then overall what structure we will get? And this electron shifted here. Now we have 2 more pairs on the oxygen, and here also we have 2 more pairs. Now this will form a single bonds, and this we can write or oxygen double bond oxygen. So 2 unshared electrons, and here also 2 unshared. So this is the overall Lewis dot structure for oxygen. Similarly, nitrogen valency electrons, and 2 nitrogens, 2 into 5, 10 valency electrons in the nitrogen. Again both are same, you can take any one as a terminal. This is a central and this is a terminal oxygen. First keep a pair of electrons between the 2 atoms. Now if we take 2, 8 remains. The nitrogen has only 2 electrons in the terminal. We have to keep the 6 electrons, and that will give now 8. If you take 6, 2 more electrons remains. The 2 electrons we have to keep here. Now this central atom now having only 4 electrons. So we have to move these 2 pairs between the 2 atoms. Then overall what we will get? Nitrogen. Now we are moving 3 bonds between the nitrogens, and 1 pair remains which is unshared. Now this will give overall, this is a triple bond, nitrogen triple bond nitrogen, and 1 pair here and 1 pair here. Similarly ozone, and now valency electrons, 3 oxygen, 3 into 6, 18 electrons, and oxygen at the center. There are 3 oxygens, let us use the central oxygen, and the remaining 2 oxygens are the terminal. Then share 1 electron, 2 electrons here, and this is a terminal oxygen and this is a terminal oxygen. So 4 electrons we have used initially from the 18 valency. Then how many remains? 14 electrons remains. Now complete octet for the terminal by sharing the valency electrons. Now this terminal satisfied the octet. So out of 14 we have utilized 12, 2 more remains, and these 2 we have to keep on the central atom. Now overall if you see the central atom, it is having 2, 2, 2, only 6 electrons are there. So it requires 2 more electrons. Then we have to move 2 more electrons from there. Both oxygens are there. You can move the electron from either of the oxygen. Any one you can take. Both are symmetrical only. I'll choose here this oxygen. I'll move these 2 electrons between the central atom and terminal atom. Then overall what we'll get? Oxygen, and here 1 pair oxygen, and 2 more pair remains here. Now this is a double bond and here single bond, and overall it will give double bond and single bond. And now this oxygen still remains 2 pairs unshared electrons, and this oxygen remained with 3 pairs, and the central atom also 1 pair, because we had initially 1 pair. We should not move the central atom pairs to make multiple bonds. Only we have to move the terminal atoms electrons to form the multiple bonds. Let me take a few more examples here with this ammonia, NO3 minus, SO42 minus. So in case of ammonia, again valency electrons, nitrogen 5, and there are 3 hydrogens, overall 8. Write the nitrogen at the center and keep 3 hydrogens in the symmetrical manner. Now we can keep generally here symmetrical manner means we'll get like this. Now share electrons between nitrogen and hydrogen. So out of 8 we are sharing 6, 2 remains. Now terminal atoms satisfied the octet, so no need to share now with remaining valency electrons. So then these remaining valency electrons we have to keep on central atom. Why? Because terminal atoms fulfilled their octet. So 2 more electrons we have to keep on the central atom. Now check, hydrogen satisfied. Now nitrogen also satisfied its octet after placing the 2 electrons here. So overall what we will get? Nitrogen having a pair, then you can write 1 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen, 1 hydrogen. This is the actual representation, but according to Lewis you will get the symmetrical representation like this. This is not the original structure actually. This is here Lewis will not give the prediction about the type of the structure, only how to draw it. It will not give any further information about the structure. And this is according to spectrochemical spectroscopic data. This is the correct representation. Anyhow, no problem at all there. Come to the NO3 minus. Here valency electrons, nitrogen 5, 3 oxygens are there, and 1 negative charge is there, and overall you will get 24. Now nitrogen is anyhow central atom, and 3 oxygens we have to keep around the central atom. So now 1 electrons first we have to draw. So out of 24 now we used 6, 18 remains, and 3 oxygen, each oxygen again requires 6 electrons. So 18 we utilized completely. So no more electrons, valence electrons. So no need to write on the central atom. Now see, terminal atom satisfied, the central atom nitrogen. It has only 6 electrons. So it requires 2 more electrons. You can move 2 electrons from one of the oxygen atom. Then that will give overall the structure. So this you can write, this is having overall, it is carrying negative charge. Why? Because we are negative. So this we can write nitrogen, double bond oxygen, 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 and overall negative charge. Similarly the last one, sulfate. Further, sulfur, again total valence electrons in the molecule, sulfur 6, and there are 4 oxygens 6 and 2 negative, and overall you will get 32 valency electrons. Now write, out of sulfur and oxygen, sulfur is the least electronegative, and 4 oxygens we are keeping around the central atom, and again write 1 electron for each, So out of 32, we have taken initially 8 electrons, then 24 remains. And now these electrons you keep on the terminal atoms to satisfy their octet. Now see, terminal atom satisfied valence octet, and central atom also now it is satisfied its octet. Now sulfur also having 8 electrons. So now the overall molecules carries 2 negative. This you can write sulfur, oxygen, 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 oxygen. And this is having 2 negative. So these are the some various dot structures.
If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.